Okay, we'll be live in a few minutes, in a few seconds, I should say, moving fast. Okay, good afternoon, traders. We're live. Welcome to the New York session. In a few seconds, we'll start. Let's just get everything set up and be ready to go. So let me start by typing this Skype again, because I promised everybody. Yep, so at the start of the week, I promised you that we will be doing a promotion for you guys if you want to continue having these live sessions, because next week we wouldn't be doing them public. They will be within the group. We do these every day. So if you would like to have access to them, you send me a Skype message. This is my Skype. If you don't have Skype, just go to this, go to the description of any of my videos. There's a link there. Click on it to download Skype for you. That will take a minute, and then you will have Skype. Go to Mangal457, send me a message, say hi, and I'll send you all the details on how you can access these live sessions. You can access them two ways. You can either join the group full-time, become a full member of the group. You will have access to all the live sessions we do, which is about 3 to 5 sessions a day. You will have access to the group itself, where there's a lot of other stuff in the group. You will be trained. You will have access to the training materials. You will have access to the live training when we do it. And you will have lifetime access to the group, complimentary lifetime access to the trading room and everything else we do. You will only be paying for the course. Everything else is free for the rest of your life. So you can be here in all the sessions, every day, all day, and it's free. You will also have access to all the traders in the group, which are amazing because we have a really great group of traders. So you learn from them, they learn from you. If you can't afford to pay the full sum, you can pay it in installment. Sorry, that's not $100 and above a month. So what we're going to do as a promotion for you, when you make your first payment of $100, we're going to give you 2 months access. So you would have 2 months to decide if you want to continue with us. That means you're going to have 80 live sessions. That's about $1 a session, right? $1 and a couple cents a session. For a 1.5 or 1 hour session live every day. I don't think you can get that anywhere, right? Pretty much for 1 hour of my time, you'll pay me $1. That is if you decide to not continue after the 2 months. If you decide to continue, you just pay until you complete the full payment for the course. You get access to everything. You get lifetime access, and all the videos you see would be free. So some traders paid within a year, some pay less than a year, some pay about a year. And that means for that entire year, everything they had access to was free because the money went to paying for the course. So make your choice. Life is all about choices. Let's go. Let's start. We have news coming up in about 30 minutes. I think, no, sorry, in about 45 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start prepare for the dollar news. And then after that, we look at everything else. With the extra time we have, we're going to look at anything else you guys want to look at. All the trade setups we have. So first, we're going to prepare that. Pounces is above current flag ready. Okay, we'll take a look at the pounces quick. Let me see. One of my traders that pounces is ready. Yep, this is a good one. Yep, this is a good buy, by the way. Good setup. Put the entry above the top here. That's a good one. This has nothing to do with the news, so you can put it on and the news might drive it, all you know. Okay, so let's go. Dollar index. Dollar index this morning, I said you want to keep it above the top, but if you're tagged, I wouldn't be really worried about it, because if you close it, you close it. If you didn't close it, that's still a flag, and we anticipate that these flags are going to get bigger. So if you're putting an entry order there, make sure you know how to manage it. This could get bigger, or it could take off like a rocket now. It should go up, right? This is the perfect flag. It should go up. Can it come back lower like this one, come back here and then go again? It can, but I'm not expecting it to do that, which means if they break out of this structure, we're expecting them to take off. And since there's a news event that could drive the market, which means they're going to use the news as a moment to move the market. Let me repeat that. They're going to use the news as a moment to move the market. It is irrelevant to what the news is. And anybody who tells you that the news is what caused that movement to happen will have to go and prove it to you, and they wouldn't be able to. Because we trade all the news every time. And I can tell you, it's pretty strange when you're trading on farm payroll and positive news that the dollar is falling and negative news that the dollar is going up. And, they explain that away that, hey, well, the sentiment is negative, the market is already factoring that, and all kinds of crazy explanation. Well, if the market factors in it one time, it should factor in it every time. That's a fact, right? They know about it, so they should factor that in every time. If the sentiment is going to be bad now, but good the next time, then, hey, trading the news is not good because you don't know what the sentiment is going to be. The sentiment is a hindsight explanation to what could happen or to what already happened, right? If it didn't go the way it's expected to go based on the news, then it's explained that the sentiment was not right. There's some audible crap they'll give you, basically. What we do is not trade the news. We trade the moment of the news because we understand that the market during those movements were already prepared for a big move. So this is going to go up if it goes up now, not because of the news. It's because one, it was already going up structurally, and two, you've got a really nice flat here, which means news or no news, it will go up. That's simple. News or no news, it's going to go up. The only difference is that during the news, it could be really fast. So we have a momentum strategy we trade that catches this momentum. That's all there is to it, nothing different. And the direction is irrelevant to us. We trade the patterns that we have. So for me, it's a buy, regardless of whether the news is going to be positive or negative. I don't care. We're looking for a buy. We either get the buy or we don't get the buy. So it could consolidate here more, which means nothing happens during the news event, or it goes up. 80% of the time, nothing happens in the news event. And that's a proof. We actually have done so many for 5 years straight, all the news events, so we know that most of the times, nothing happened. So it's like about 20% of them, when even those 20% are not really profitable trades. I would say less than 5% are really good profitable. The rest of them, we're closing for break even. They tag you and they pull back and you end up taking break even. So normal, but the 5% are amazing when they go, right? So it's fun. It's more like a fun thing to do because it works well. And if you can get out for break even, then, once in a while, the losses are really small, really rare, put it that way. Not that it doesn't happen, but it's rare. When they go so fast, tag you and come back really fast and take you out. There's nothing you can do about that. You have to be willing to accept that loss if it happens that way. My daughter is killing it there. She wants to come in with me. Okay, let's hope the nanny can take control. She's losing control of her lately. Sorry, guys, for those of you who may not know, my wife is traveling with my son, so I'm with my daughter left here with the nanny, and she's kind of getting very attached to me these days. So she wants to be with me all the time. Sorry about that. That's a little family thing. Let's go. So we're looking for a buy here. Silver, we're looking for a sell, which means I think this is going to drop more. Most of these pairs are already at extreme levels, right? They're already at extreme levels. So if this drops and it drops beyond this point, it doesn't mean that we think it's going to continue to go down. There's a good chance we're going to be looking for more consolidation in here, which means we can go back up and come back down and then go. I don't think it's going to break out because all these moves, except for this one, this is a relatively sharp one. This is a relatively sharp one. We don't have like big corrections in them. And when you get that, you tend to get a number of them that come together, combine together to make a flat pattern. So we'll have to see. It's a sell setup. We can take it, or you can skip that and go for a better sell setup because we really don't know how far this is going to go. We're close to this low, and that makes it pretty risky. When you're at the top here, this sell was amazing, right? That sell was amazing. This sell was amazing. I think we took some selling here that were better. This sell is not amazing anymore, but it's a sell setup, so you can go for the sell if you want. If it tags us and start to pull back, we'll have to get the hell out of it really quick, right? Like really, really quick. So I'm going to put it exactly under the low here, and we'll see where that goes. Gold, we'll go with a sell here. Sell, sorry. Gold, like I said this morning, we wouldn't be selling the gold. As a matter of fact, if some, like we bought yesterday, we didn't call this buy, but I think some of my traders should be taking that buy. And if you took that buy, put it to break even and keep it. If it drops, let it be. But if this thing go up, you want to buy. As a matter of fact, if we have to take the trade and the goal, I would say go for the buy. It doesn't have a perfect buy setup right now. It's a pretty risky one to do. This would have been the perfect buy with an entry order here, take the trade, put it to break even because we knew that was going to go up, like we did here when we took that trade yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. So we're looking at this one here. Now you will have to stay a certain distance away from that. That will depend on your brokerage and your, make sure that they don't tag you should it drop. I wouldn't be surprised if this spike, if we actually get the dollar pull back a little and that spike up, because this could go. It's a risky one, but we'll put it as a buy. Traders, if we can use it to counter if you want, since there wouldn't be many counters. Euro. Okay, euro came down, went back up. So if you put your entry order here this morning, you were tagged in it. I don't think you should worry. Keep a bigger stop. We haven't broken the low, so I think we're still in the consolidation. If you're not in that trade, put an entry under the low here. We're going for the sell. This was the buy, take it off. That was the buy yesterday. Now we're going with the sell. And like yesterday, we said, once they break that top, you got to be careful. Right now, we've got a perfect flag for downside. So, well, it's relatively, this is not that big. So we either go with this is the flat or this one is the flat. And then at the top there, we expect them to drop. I think it's a good trade. We'll see where it goes. If it's going up, there's no buy setup. The sell setup is what we have. I'll take this off. That was a small flag this morning for the upside. I'll probably go with an expanding flat in the middle here. Something we decide. I thought it'll come here and go back up, but for the running flat or not, it might be an expanding flat if we broke that low. And you'll get 1, 2, 3. So this trade is pretty good, actually. Pong, we were buying this morning. And if you bought this again, if you bought this one, you probably want to take your profit. I don't think it's going to go back and break this top. It could, but we're not expecting that move right now. Yeah, you could probably look at it like this as a possible expanding flat for one more up, and then come down. This is a 1, 2, 3. This is a 1, 2, 3, and then, but I don't like that one. I prefer this. This one looks better. They can go still with the same 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3 up, and this is a 1, 2, 3 here. So this should drop, which means we can bring the sell to this point, the last impulse. I think that's a good sell setup for my traders. You probably have enough to take it there. Don't bring it closer. The buy is not valid because if you're in the buy already, I don't think you should keep it, take the profit, but if you want to keep it, with the break even. So this is a sell. Aussie. Okay, we're definitely going to get one more drop here. As you can see, they're making flats. This could go a little higher. It might even give you a sudden spike here and then come back. There's no need for that, but it could happen within this impulse. This is the impulse to the downside, so they can probably do this and then still drop, break the low. You can take these as separate correction. This morning we spoke about that, or you can take them as, in that case, this would drop, break this low probably, and then go back up. So there is a drop here to come. We'll see how that goes. New Zealand sell setup. It's pretty close to the low, so I'll be very careful. Kind of channeling down at the bottom here, either a running flat or a channel. You have to put an entry order here, get a final drop, watch it go back up. Now this one is pretty close. You'll have to be able to get out really quick should it pull back really fast. And that possibility exists. Like this happened. Go there and pull back. You have to be able to get out really quick. The same thing would happen if you have to get out really quick. This could be going back, way back to the top. Not just like this. It could be going back to the top. And that means it might go up really fast. So the sell in this is very high risk. Right? Structurally, once they come to this low, we keep it going back to the top. So let's see if we break the low today, because then next week the trade to the upside would be amazing. I'll go with a sell, put an entry order under the low. I think we'll be able to manage it. Swiss, it actually went up. So if you're tagged here this morning, you should have closed on the first. Sorry, let me put it back like this. You should have closed on the first tag, and if you still put an entry order above the top, you're tagged on the second tag. It's coming down really sharp. Basically, what you should have done is if you got tagged on this one, that's the first one here, or the second one there, When that pullback, close the trade. I think just before we leave the New York, I said if it tags you and it doesn't go, any chance you get, close the trade. Because remember, the news, we are expecting a 1, 2, 3 down. So this would have been a running flat up, and then you get a 1, 2, 3 down. Now I think it's still upside, except that this one came deeper. We can assume that that is the depth that it came back to. Where would the buy be? Well, the buy still has to be above the top. We can't buy anywhere else but above the top. Right? Let me take this out. That already happened. That was the sell. This was the B wave inside. So I'll go with a 1, 2, 3. Buy setup. You can't buy it inside here. It has to take off. Can it drop to the low? Well, you definitely can't sell it here. Even if it's going to drop, there's no sell setup. Yen. You took the sell, put it to break even and keep it. I know we have to break this top, but there's a very good chance that this could come deeper and then go back up. Yesterday, we spoke about that when we were at this sell. So I would not put yen as a sell now. But if you're already in that sell and you have that 20, 15, 20 pips, put it to break even and leave it. So I'll take out yen for the sell now. Even to the upside, we're not going to be buying it because you'll have to put an entry here and the target is there. So the buy is not a great buy, even if it goes, and very likely it will go up. This might become a break-even trade. But should it drop, that would be an amazing sell. It can drop, like I said, it could drop this much. We'll still have a running flat. It could literally drop like this, make a correction here, drop again, go up. That would be a perfect running flat. So this trade is possible. Keep it if you're in the trade. You're in from this point. So let's see. CAD, buy setup. If you're tagged, I hope you closed it. Once it tagged you one, go back, come back, close the trade. Now we'll put an entry right above the top because we've got a running flat in play. I think that's a perfect running flat. Right? So if we're right about it being a running flat, it should go up. If we're wrong about running flat, it's going to drop one more. Well, we really don't have a sell setup. Right? If this turned out to be an expanding flat here, and this is going to drop, we don't have a sell setup. We'll have to let it drop, let it pull back, make a flag, and then we sell. It's going to break the low. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to get the upside. So we might not get that trade should it happen, but if it goes up, then the trade becomes excellent. So buy setup. That is for those currency pairs. We can look at natural gas. I think we go for the sell. Put an entry order for the sell. Let's see if it drops. Oil. Oil actually came down and is going back up. Could it be a running flat here? I think there is a possibility that this is a running flat. So how would you trade it if it's a running flat? Sorry, let me put this back here. I wouldn't probably put it as a running flat. I'd probably put 2 separate flags here if I think both of them are corrections. If I think there's a correction, I'll probably put a flag here. But we don't have any buy setup. I don't see where you buy it. This could go back up one more, break the top, and then come down. I don't really see the buy setup in it. But you know what? You could put a sell on under here. Put an entry out under the low for a sell. If it goes up, let it break the top. But if it drops, you get the trade. And S&P 500. Okay, so you're getting a sell set up here right now. You can put the entry order. This pattern is pretty clear that they can drop. So I would go for the drop. Let's see if it goes. US 30. There is a drop, but it's not really a big one. You can sell this, whatever that is, but it's probably just going to do this and go back up. So I wouldn't really go for that trade. We'll ignore this one. It can drop more, but structurally, we don't see that here. Not that it can drop, we just don't see it. NASDAQ. Okay, we'll have to take off the buy. So this morning, we were looking for a possible buy on the NASDAQ. If it hit this one had gone, but then it came lower, it's probably going to be a flat. This here will probably be a flat, make a flat here, and then drop. It could be a sell. It could be a sell. We don't necessarily need to stay in this pattern. It could also go back up, but They came pretty deep. So I don't think we'll go with the buy. If you want to go with the buy, it's kind of risky because they might just do this and drop one more. And that would be a perfect flat. So I don't like the buy idea. We'll wait on the buy idea. And I think that's it. Right, we got S&P 500, we got US 30, we got NASDAQ. And I don't know, anybody wants to look at anything else, we can do that. I can look at Bitcoin very quick. Yeah, it's kind of consolidating here now. And that seems like a nice little flag for downside, right? For downside, at least back to this low, and then maybe even break out. So we'll see. Very good trade. So, okay, guys, we still have a lot of time. Now it's 4:05. The news is 4:30. So we have like 25 minutes. Natural gas sell, yes. We're going for the sell of natural gas. Any questions you guys have within this time, we can take it. You're welcome, Alex. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Hope you guys share those YouTube videos. The views so far are not amazing, but over the weekend, they'll gain a lot of views. Most people, because it's during the day, most traders are not available, but I hope they watch it during the weekend. So, you know, there's a lot to watch and learn from them. Consistency. Are all the trades that we would take in the coming hours? No, those are all setups. We will put them and we will see whether they tag us. Once they tag us, it becomes a trade. And then you start trade management of the trade. Now, what will become the outcome of those trades? None of us know. It's not your place to know the outcome because you will never know it. Don't even try to figure, pick trades based on what you think the outcome is going to be. You pick trades based on what you think the probability of that trade going is there based on the analysis. So you do the analysis, you look for a probable trade, you make sure that you have an edge in it, you make sure you have risk to reward in it as to where it can go. And if everything is there, you follow the process. You take the trade, you put the entry order in, or you take the trade with whatever other strategies you're using. And you wait for the outcome. If it doesn't give you the outcome you want, your job is to manage that trade to get out for the smallest possible loss or break even. If it gives you the outcome you want, well, congratulations, made a good trade. See, that pretty. Pound dollar we're selling right now. We're selling short term. After that, we're expecting one drop down and then upside. The bigger picture is upside. Yep, we can look at gold. Let's go look at gold again. If you bought it this morning, right? Good for you. You can put it now to break even. If you haven't bought it, we're trying to buy gold, not sell it. It can drop like everything else, but I think we'll go for the buy. You decide where to put that in share. I'm just showing you as a buy sell. All right, so let's go. Aussie CAD. Okay, sell setup. You can put the sell here now. Bring it up to that level. And we're still looking for a sell. I think that's a good sell. This could go up some more and then drop. You really can't buy it there. You don't have a buy setup. So we have still 22 minutes to go. Any other questions? You can use this time for questions or any other specific trade you want me to look at. We can go through some of them that we're looking at. Say Aussie yen, for example. We're looking for the sell. If you were tagged here earlier, I hope you close that for break even. It looks like you're trying to go back up. See that little flag forming there? It's either we're making a bigger consolidation or this is all and we're going up. So there is a small buy setup forming here. This sell is a break-even trade, but there's a buy forming. And should that buy break through this, we literally be going up a lot. At least one more high they can make, right? Now, it could also just do this and drop, just like this one. right? But I don't think they're doing that. So the buy might be the better option if you're looking at this. So you can change that to a buy setup and put it as aggressive buy. Aussie Swiss, you should be in the sell already. We're expecting this to drop to this level and then look for the upside, right? How do you suggest we manage our trade? Okay, that depends on what trade you're in, what strategy you use to enter the trade. And then you will depend how you manage. Are you trading the trade for a longer term? Or are you trading it for a short term? So around the management, there's so many things. Each strategy will have its own management. Did you take it from the bottom? Did you take it on the breakout? So there are so many factors to the management, and I think it changes as you go, right? So each strategy will have their own set of rules of management. Okay, what else we have? Aussie CAD. I think we looked at the Aussie CAD already. We're waiting for that sell setup. You can put an entry here. And if you get a flag earlier, sell the flag. CAD, DAX and CAD. DAX we already looked at. We'll look at it again though. CAD, sell setup. Actually a very good one. Right now you have a sell setup. This is a small sell setup, and I think that's a good trade to go with. Go with the sell. We don't normally trade the crosses during the news, but it's up to you. It's a sell setup. Swiss yen, I think we should also have a sell setup. Nope, this is a buy most likely. It's definitely looking at a buy setup above the top there. One more impulse, and then we'll see where that takes you. And NASDAQ 4 hour, let's see. 4 hours. It's kind of coming down, but if you look at it this way, they're kind of clustering at the bottom. If you take that out, it's kind of clustering here. So it may or may not drop. I would want, if this is going to drop, I want to see a clear flat or something there, which means we don't have it. We have a move up, we have a move down. I want this to come here, go back up, make that flat, and then this could be a good trade. So right now, the sell is not really the one I would be looking for. And if you want this to go back up and retest this top, then the buy is a more likely thing. We don't have a buy setup here too, unless you're putting an entry order somewhere for the buy to go. See? So this basically is sitting at the low areas, which means you want to look for buy setups. Singaporean dollar, let's see. Did I miss anything else? We did the CAD, we did DAX, we did DAX. Let's see, DAX. We didn't do DAX. I think somebody asked about that. Let's see. Sorry. We can do the 30. Yep, you should be in the sell already. You should be in this sell already from here. That breakout, it went the back, it's coming down. Let it drop here, put it to break even. We were expecting it to come and break this one probably here. So there's a good sell setup coming on there. Worst case, you'll try to let it break this low and then put the break even. So the worst case, you're going to have break even. Euro USD sell, Aussie USD sell. Can this go up more? Yeah, probably that's part of the correction, but I don't think it's going to literally take off like a rocket. So we'll go with the sell because that looks like a flag for now. If it spikes up, then we wait for another pullback on the flag, and then we'll start buying it. Okay, so everybody can set up the trades. You have 17 more minutes to do that, and we'll go. Any other trade setups?
Can we look on gold?
Well, let's hope nobody else come in late and ask the gold again. So this would have to be, we're looking for a buy setup, but we bought it already here this morning. If you bought it there, you can put the break even. If you haven't bought it, you'll have to put an entry order somewhere pretty high, which is not a good idea. Although the bigger trade looks upside. So Everything, but everything else on the dollar index looks, everything on the dollar looks like it's a dollar strength, not dollar weakness. So gold is moving on its own. And the price on gold is increasing not based on the dollar, what the dollar is mostly what gold is doing. Can it spike up if the dollar index spike up? That's possible. It's rare, but it's possible. Can it drop and then come back? Yeah, I think that's possible. That's why we're keeping this trade at break even. So if they drop here to start to go back up, we buy it back here to go up. See.
And Euro USD?
Euro USD sell setup. Sell under here for downside. One more trader and then we'll be looking for the upside. Now we wait. Okay, let me put this, the counter trade I'm seeing. The only counter trade you can use is actually the gold for the buy. I think the next possible counter trade you can use is probably in New Zealand. Although this should break the low first before it goes back up. So this is not a great counter. I think CAD could be a good counter for a sell if you want to use it. Instead of a buy, you could use it for a sell, but it's likely to buy, most likely to buy. Keep that 20 pips away, right? So you were at 34.47, you want to be 6 to 7. So you want to be 7 pips up higher. Somewhere in there, 6 to 5, 6 to 7. Okay, guys, still 15 minutes to go. So if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead. Okay, we have some questions. I'm great today, thank you. So let's see that we have this crypto as this one. You want it to the USDT or the USD? And I don't think it makes a big difference, right? There's a high probability for this. Right now, it looks like a buy setup. If I have to trade this, I'll probably go with the buy. But because I'm looking at this possible pattern here, I will let this drop a little, make a flag, and see if it comes here. You can put an entry order to buy. Should it go up, it's a buy setup. Right? If you take this out, that's a buy setup. But the flat looks perfect almost. So I think it's going to drop, which means we let this drop here a little. See, this one also didn't go up. So let it drop here a little, make a flag, and then go for this sell. Then we look for the buy. What's the other one you want? Cost per USDT. I don't think we had that one. I'm gonna probably look at that one. SPA. Is that correct? Let me see. Okay, so we can take this one.
Excuse me, Annie.
Sorry, yes.
Natural gas already slipped down, and I just closed it.
If it tag you yet before the news closes, don't keep it. Because
Yes,
then it could go the opposite direction. We've had an experience with that already. Don't let any of the trade tag reference. This one would probably go back up, but first there's a lot of smaller patterns that needs to complete themselves. So I can see this coming back up here, this piece, if you trade very short term, this coming back to this top here. Now, if we go with this as D flat, then the next possible one is 1, 2, 3, which means we can go pretty high. Make this one and still drop one more. Can this be the one to totally go up? Well, I don't think so, but you can give it a try. Because I think we might have completed. Nope, this one is actually 1, 2, 3 of its own, 1, 2, 3 of its own. So this could come back. Watch this level. Your day trade, watch this level first. Right, they're about to do this. We broke the low. So come back here and then drop one. Okay. We already checked gold, but we can check it again. I think that question was before I actually checked the gold. We're looking at a buy setup on it. That's it. It's coming down, so you can bring this back up a little. Everything else is looking downside except gold. Pongos. Okay, let's see the Pongos. We think we have a trade on the Pongos. We're buying this morning. And you wanted to make a flag. It already made a flag. You should be in the trade to the upside, but you can wait. You can put the name trade above the stop here now. And let's see if we get that trade. That is kind of consolidating here. And one more up. So right now you want them to pull back and pull back all the way to here, and then that's a good buy setup. Put an entry above the top. $100 and $150 up and turn. Yeah, that, I think if you're looking at the bigger picture for the turn, yeah, that's possible. We're just trading for this one piece more here, and then yes, from that point you can actually drop very much more to the downside. I would not plan on it too, because if you look at this, you can make an argument for this being a correction of its own. And if that is the case, then this is just a slow up move with divergence in place. So it can still come down once it makes this. Every up move is like the last impulse you're going for. So the trade is a good buy. UJ, we don't have any setup. We were in the sell already, and we're going to put it at break even. So UJ, you should already be in the sell. If you're already in this flag here, this small flag, that sell. This morning, I think we took it. If you're in that sell, great. You just put it at break even and let it go. On the bigger picture, we should go break the top. So if you really think it's going to go break the top right now, why not put an entry over here? So just to break that line, that's it. Okay, let me see any other questions. Go ahead. We still have time. We still have 9 more minutes. We're going to put it in the Euro USD. We're going to put it in a 1 minute. Remember, it's a momentum strategy, which means within a minute, you should be in profit. The idea of this strategy is if it's going to drop so fast, so quick, I mean, so far and so fast, it should do this. And that'll be a trade. If it comes here and tag you and start to pull back, we'll close the trade. That is possible. ADA USD, and which one do we have here? I think we have the ADA USD one. Yep, ADA USD, not the USDT, right? Why this chart looks like that? Oh, sorry, I'm at 1 minute. Let's go to the 4 hours. You kind of get a buy setup here, at least one impulse up, and then probably come down or just keep going. It all depends on whether we get this as a running flat or whether we go back and we put this as a expanding flat. So I think one more up is possible. Let's keep an eye on that. Which trading techniques do I prefer? There's no one specific technique. What we do is we use wave analysis to analyze the charts, find specific patterns, and then you have specific strategies to trade different patterns at different point in it, or a different point in any given pattern. You can take, most commonly we do the breakout strategy. Sometimes we sell from the top or buy from the bottom of a bigger flat to go. If you kind of fix it, understand it on the 4 hour, if you get a small impulse and flag at the bottom of a structure that should go up, we take it from there. So there are many different strategies of how to trade, but the analysis is one. The analysis doesn't change for you and me. How the two of us are going to trade that Well, that varies. And it varies with a lot. Are you trading the 15 minutes, the 1 hour, or the 4 hour? Are you good at handling risk? How good are you at implementing your strategies? Most traders fail to do that properly. Right? So all of those factors will be in there. It's not as simple as I'll buy, I'll put a stopper, and great, I'll become a millionaire. Right? And literally, that is what you're being told on YouTube and all the media where you watch all these gurus telling you. This was the exact ad that was running on YouTube for like a whole month. Every time you were to, in 15 minutes, I would teach you a strategy where you can make $2,000. Now, there's so many things wrong with that. First of all, what's the size of an account I need to make $2,000? That was not given in the factor. What if I have a $1,000 account? Can I still make $2,000 in 15 minutes using your one simple strategy that you need to learn? That was the whole thing, that in 15 minutes, you need to learn this one simple strategy and you're going to be making $2,000 a day on that strategy in every trade, which is not only over-promising, it's misleading. Or trading is all about learning a few mechanical rules. That's another big ad you get on YouTube. Good luck with that. If you think trading is about learning a few mechanical rules, then I think you have to realize the hedge funds will be hiring about half. They'll be minting money basically, because they would know the few mechanical rules you need to use to trade. And if they know it, and I know it, and this guy know it, that all you need to know is these few mechanical rules with no management, no trade management, no understanding of patterns, not understanding when the chart is going to change direction, all of that, then yeah, good luck with that. I tried it. We've tried everything. Like in our group, we're open to every strategy you want to come up with. We'll try it. We'll test it. We have enthusiasts. We have trading enthusiasts in the group, people who will try anything for you. You come up with a strategy, you think it's amazing? Great, let's try it. Most times they're not as amazing as they seem, right? Because when you're trading, you're also factoring your knowledge of the charts, your experience. There's so many factors onto it. Like we would all take a trade at the same time, same spot in the trading room. We would close the room and then we'd come back 3-4 hours after. Some traders already closed the trades. Some traders are still in the trades. Some traders, probably took a small loss. While some traders are already still in the trade and up in profit, or some traders close it, took out all the profit, and some traders now are back at break even. So how did they manage the trade? That's the point. Right? So it's much more than that. Their experience will tell you something. Oh, I'm just going to clear this off. Right? And if you have a group of traders with you trading at any given time, you just have to go in the trading room and say, hey guys, I'm in the trading room, join me. We'll take a look at these trades, or we'll see if we need to exit these trades, and you'll have a few people there to advise you. So think of yourself as a CEO with really qualified advisors that are free. That's what our trading room looks like. You can come in and ask any question anytime, and you'll get your answer. See? We start with, do you have any questions? And we end with, do you have any questions? And the whole session is about, do you have any questions? Let's go look at what you're looking at. So let's go. We still have 3 minutes. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to go to the dollar and euro. We're going to go to the euro. We're going to put it under 1 minute. And we need the first minute reaction. That is the most important thing. If we're not tagged in the first minute or the second minute, we're out of that trade. Now, this is quite a distance, but that's the closest you can go. I think we got more than 20 pips there. We've got like about 27. Okay, that's okay. That's not that bad. It only looks like it's big, right? So the first candle needs to go through and put you in profit. That doesn't happen, we're out of that trade. Two more minutes to go. So while we still have 2 minutes, for those of you who came in late, watch the start of the video where I explain the special promotion you're getting. If you would like to have 2 months access to these live sessions that we do, send me a Skype message and I will send you the details. The question you have to ask yourself is, does a session to you, is a session like this worth $1? You guys can answer to that question. Do you think a session like this is worth $1? If you think so, then you shouldn't hesitate. Right? But that's a promotion. The promotion is giving you it for $1. And it will be free if you continue. If you don't continue, well, then that's about it. Hi, James. I know. I'm looking for those installment traders, basically. They're the new traders who are to answer. So, okay, guys, let's go. We have just a minute and we will get a reaction. 80% of the time, nothing will happen. Okay, we're getting the reaction we want. So far, not enough, but good enough to know that it's going our side. You have to stay 20 pips away so you can't be tagged by that as yet. And don't try to be tagged by that, because the speed of the market, you know, if you put an entry order here, your entry would be somewhere 20 pips below when they tag you. They wouldn't tag you there. Don't think you're getting it there. They'll tag you here. Anybody who showed you during the news that, oh, they had an entry order here and a stop here, and look, it went this and they took that profit out, is lying to you. They've never traded the news. Because if you have an entry order here and this thing moved and it tagged you, your entry would be 20 pips below. That's what the spread is. Yes, they hit that market, but then when they add the spread, you are here. So right now you're upside down on that trade. I once got tagged on a trade. I had it 20 pips away and I got tagged 40 pips out of that. So it was 60 pips away from where I had my, from where the price was when the news came, the tag me. So it doesn't matter where you have it. That's why we stayed at 20 pips range. So that the spread, the widening of the spread will not, get us. Yeah, that happened. Mohammed, you would know. Anybody in our group would know that happened pretty often to a lot of us. And there's nothing much you can do, right? It's not like it happened every time. So not tagged in this trade as yet. But this trade is also valid after the news. So this is the second minute. If this thing is not breaking through there, it means the momentum strategy is off. We go back to 15 minutes trading and 1 hour trading. So we're going to allow this candle to close and then go back to normal trading. Yep, go back to normal trading, go to the 15 minutes, and you put your entry order exactly where I have it. Now you're trading the 60-minute chart. We are trading not just the news, but we are trading this entire flat. So this is still valid for downside. I'm going to go through them really quick again because those are the $1 index. Still upside. And you can keep it right above the top. Silver, still downside. You might want to bring this up a little here now. You don't have to stay away from it. But be careful, there's a sharp move here. So you can get yourself tagged like this and go back up there, make a flat like that, drop 1 more, and then that would be about it. You'll have to take. So you can be stuck right here for the whole of the Friday afternoon until Monday. Gold, it kind of come down. So if you had break even, take break even, put an entry order to buy here. We're not selling the gold, right? You can take this off, but don't sell the gold. Right? Let this sell gold. Sell the silver if you want, or sell euro. Right? Euro is a sell. Exactly where the entry order is. Pound should be a sell. Yep, pound, we can sell it exactly under this low. If it goes through, that's a trade. Aussie. Now it's not in news. These are 60 minutes. Aussie is a sell too. If it goes through there, it's a sell. New Zealand is a sell. Now, since the market is quiet, like if you're tagged in New Zealand already, you don't have to rush it. You just take your time. Put it as a 60-minute trade now and wait until it breaks this low and take profit. Right? It will probably move slowly. They're going to continue to go. Swiss, absolutely you want to take the Swiss. You really, really want the Swiss trade, but you don't want it here anymore. You want it from a flag in here. So not at the top. You can put that ensured at the top, but we don't have to take it at the top. I would say let's get a little flag here. Not a lot, just a little flag like this. And take that trade up. Right, so we want like an hour or so consolidation, hour or two consolidation here, and we're going for that trade. So your entry is going to be here, your stop is going to be here, and then bingo, let's see how far that goes. This is, sorry, Friday afternoon, I think it's going to move. If you're not going to get a flag here, then put your entry above the top. Still valid. Yen, well, I think now we can trade the yen. You can put the entry order exactly where it is here above the last impulse, and this is a correction, and that is going up to break this stop. CAD, so this is a buy. Put the yen for a buy now. And CAD, you should already be in that trade, so you can bring this down to this level and take the trade right where it is. You don't have to stay 20 pips away. It probably will tag you and pull back a little, but keep your stop under this low. So CAD is a good one. It has to break this stop and then it has to go more. So literally you can take the CAD trade if you want.
And please, S&P, please. I'm tagged on there.
S&P 500. Let's see. You're in the trade?
Yes.
Okay, well, just give it some time. Keep a stop here because they are running flat as possible. See these two sharp pieces here? And then it starts to go down. So it can keep going down. You'll get a contracting flat in here. Or it might give a pullback and then drop again. So be aware of it.
Thanks.
Euro USD tag. That's a 60-minute trade now. The news is off, so the 60-minute trade you have 3 hours to make a decision, right? Not 1 minute. And so if this tag, you just stay with it for the next 2-3 hours. Right? These are hourly trades, so you go with the hourly management. Everything has a great setup to go. So these are trades you can take it. Some of the crosses will probably move to. Right? Anybody looking at any specific cross you want to trade? Where should be the target? So let's go. We're targeting this to come up somewhere around here. But once it breaks this low, you're going to watch it very close, right? So here's the idea. I'm going to give you all the targets very quick in the 4-hour. You get the point, right? There's no specific place, but we're assuming that they could do equal to this. So you can put an arrow like this and say, well, if it goes equal to this, it should come here, right? Kind of, it should come here. So you can bring this down here and say, well, it should go there. It's not going to go there in one move. It's possible, but not necessary. Once it breaks this low, it could turn. But you would have enough to get out. You'll have a lot more than enough to get out, right? It's going to break through this low, and then it will, you move it to positive and see how low it goes. Same with the pound. 4 hours, same pattern, right? If it goes, take that off. That was the top that we broke. That wasn't the trade. And you can see this. The arrow is already there. That's the equivalent. So pound should come somewhere here. And then we're expecting them to go up. Aussie doesn't have a lot to go. I'll be careful with the Aussie. Aussie literally just have to break this low. It doesn't even have to break this low. They can break this low, but they don't have to do that. Take the trade. You'll manage it carefully. New Zealand will be going to break this low. I think the bigger low, this one here, right? New Zealand has to break that low. How low they go after that low is anybody's guess. But that's the minimum, breaking that low. Once it breaks that low, you get it to break even and let it do the rest. See how far it goes. Gold and silver. Big picture silver is already in a big down move, so I don't know how far more they're going to go. There's no specific target for it. It can break this low. It can not break that low, but this should be a trade. I would say let's target that it's going to come back to the low here. So target this one. And you manage the trade as you go, right? If it goes, it goes. Gold, I would let it break the low. If it's going down, I let it break the low. And then on the way up, we'll buy it back. So if gold go, we're not selling it. But if it goes, it can come here and go. So rather than do that, put an entry order above the top now for the buy. So go back here now and the entry order above the top. See, we have an entry order above this top. Put an entry order here. Should this thing turn and go back up, you want that trade. You definitely want that trade. Now, can gold come break this low here and then go back up? That would be even better for you. You'll have a better trade setup. Swiss, CAD, and yen. for the upside, really big moves. So you may want to watch this morning's webinar, because this morning webinar, we have much more details on those. So if you're tagged in any of those trades, you have at least 3 hours to see where it's going to go. Watch this morning webinar. I explain those in very, very detail of how they can go. You definitely want to look at that. There is some news at 6 p.m., which is in an hour and a half. Now that the market is already moved, I don't think that news will have any effect. That news might have an effect if there was no movement in the market. But if you're in the trade coming close to 6 p.m. and you have it that you can put it at break even, put it at break even, just to be on the safe side. Okay, let's go. I will take some questions. Let me just take this off, and we can take some questions. Any questions? YouTube traders, viewers can type their questions. Vic will send me the questions from trading.live. And our traders, you can just type in the chat. Because we are also on Zoom. We are on 3 different places live right now. We're in on Workplace, using the Zoom on Workplace, Facebook Workplace live. We're in YouTube live. No, we're not Workplace. We're in Zoom live in our trading room. Sorry, that is Zoom in the trading room. We're in YouTube live, and we're in trading.live. So any traders, just ask your questions. We'll take the questions, and then I can take 10 minutes questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead. You have 10 minutes to ask your questions. No questions. That's amazing. I thought we'll have a lot of questions. 10 minutes will not be enough. So guys, before I go, let me thank you for this week. You guys have been amazing. Your support is welcome, and I hope you go share those videos that we did. A lot of little pieces in them are important. You should watch them again if you have the time. New Zealand yen, let's see. Wait for a little flag. It's kind of going down like this, so they'll make, if you're in it already and then you only have the small flags, that's good. Put it to break even, keep it, but this might make a little flag sideways line, and it's a sell. So if you're not trading these little ones, wait for something more like this, and then take that to the downside. Something like this or so, and then go for the downside. Because it's downside, and we're definitely coming to break this low. We're coming to break this low. So yes, I think we'll get there. Okay, yes, I expect that. Thanks, Vic. Victor just posted the feedback from traders on trading.live that it's difficult for them to follow what we're doing. Here's what I can do for you. Go back and watch on YouTube most of the videos that I post, the educational one, as well as some of the latest videos that I posted, so you will have a better feel of what we do. You have to rewatch it because you have to understand wave analysis, at least the basics of wave analysis, to understand how we make those forecasts and how they work so magically. Because most of you are already taught that the market is random and there is nowhere you can make forecasts, right? I think every one of you have heard that statement. Markets are random, there's nowhere you can tell what it's going to do. Well, anybody who tells you that, here's a challenge. Send them to me. I am putting up a challenge for anyone who says that it's random, you cannot make forecasts. That's an open challenge. So if you know anyone who does that, say, hey, this guy would challenge you live. We would do it live with anyone who says it's random. I'm going to show them how to forecast, and they're going to tell me, no, it's not possible. And we'll see how it goes. That's a challenge. That's an open challenge. So anyone who tells you it's random, all he's saying to you is that I don't know how the market moves. That's all he's telling you. That he has no knowledge of how the market moves. Nothing is wrong with that. There's a lot of things I don't know in life. I do know how the market moves. At least how the specific patterns behave. That's what we know. We know how to identify patterns, and we know how they behave. At least 80% of the time, we're going to be right on that. 16,000 viewers on Trading Live. Okay, we'll see what the reaction from those 16,000 viewers are. So we should get about 16,000 comments and a couple thousand likes on YouTube as well. If those 16,000 people could go and give us some likes and views on YouTube, that would be great. They can subscribe to YouTube as well if they haven't done so. So, okay, guys, it's Friday afternoon. Trade with care. If you're going to continue trading, trade with care. I think these trades are going to go. They might pull back a little. Don't worry about that. That's part of the nature of the market. They tag, you pull back a little, and then they go. So it's trading, right? It's all about how you understand the market and what it's doing. Trade with care. Remember, it's Friday afternoon. Yep. I am. When I'm talking about trading.live, we're talking about a platform, not about my trading personally, right? So that's a new trader asking. That's a platform where we also post videos. Will there be a replay? Yes, all the replays are on trading.live or on YouTube. So you can go and watch them. Go to YouTube, subscribe, watch all the videos. Set up your notification for the next time we do something like this. It will inform you that we are going live and you will probably get access because we will go live random. There'll be a lot of times when we'll just randomly go live on YouTube because we are also from YouTube putting it on trading.live. On trading.live, yes, I think that's a platform. So, okay, guys, enjoy your weekend, have fun with the family. And I would see most of my traders on Monday. And those of you who wish to join us, you will have access to these on Monday as well. Send me a Skype message. I'll send you the details. And we'll all be happy to see you here Monday morning with us. Take care, trade with care. Have a great evening and a great weekend. Thank you for coming and thank you for your support over the weekend, over the week, right? For the past week, sorry. I need to sleep. I didn't sleep since 1 a.m. So I need to go get some sleep. All right. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Bye.